fish room update. So here's a quick glimpse, and we're going to show you what tanks are in which. Starting off with the South American pallet area. Now this has black neons, cardinals, and I forgot the one name. I always forget.
The Von Rio Tetras, yeah.
Yeah, and then down here we have a baby black neon and neon tetras.
Yeah, there are basic neon tetras.
Over here we have our baby beta feral beta splendens here. They're growing out really good.
They're going to be tough to actually see in this video, guys, so let me see if I can find a couple of the small ones. There you go, there's one on the left-hand side down below the pipe. They're actually growing pretty fast. Some of them are way larger than the others, and I've been able to get the smaller ones to catch up with the vinegar eels that we've been adding to their daily feedings. But we'll have more on these guys as they get a little bigger and they're a little easier to film. That's from the feral beta breeding project we started with. What else do we have, dude?
This is our system. We have, in this tank right here, we have our pork chop raspberries, brilliant raspberries, and our 1% nose pleco.
He's been feeding rather heavily on zucchini.
He's a pig.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I was never a real huge pleco fan up until the past few months. What do we have in the bottom tank, dude?
In the bottom tank we have hoary cats, rams, bleeding hearts, and a few more plecos.
And these are the wild caught bleeding hearts I talk about so much.
It's a 33-gallon tank, so they have enough room to run around.
And there's a nice school of various corridors in there. That is the actual filtration system we're using. We disconnected the fluidized bed filter. I actually have to modify it a bit to ensure that it does not overflow.
Yeah,
so I'm working on that so that doesn't happen and cause any problems for us.
Over here we have our beta and bellas, which are really, really small, but they're colorful.
Yeah, so we have...
I think we have one adult male and then one younger male, and then the rest are females.
Yeah, it's a little tough to video these guys because the water's so dark and you have some in the background.
Yeah, that's probably not why they're fighting, is because I think the other male's younger. So,
in this right-hand side tank, what do we have in that tank?
Beta chanoids, one of our first ever beta fish that we've carried. They're absolutely amazing. They're colorful.
What else?
Beta chanoids, another one. And then down here we have our beta hendra. The mom and dad are still in there. They're hanging out. They're not breeding as much anymore because I read on an article that when they breed constantly and then they stop for a while. Over here we have our male Antuta that just spit. Like a beast. He got a good batch out. I think we have over almost 15.
Yeah, there are 15, about 12 to 15 fry in the tank with him. You're not going to see them right now. But they're in there. I just fed them, and they seem to be doing really well. They were actually larger because he held that particular batch of fry for 15 days, so 2 to 2.5 days longer than the first batch, and the fry were larger from the get-go in this breeding, and they seem to be eating rather easily. What's in here, dude?
We have our little baby male and female chanoids and
the Sundadanio axelrodi. This is the Sumatran peat swamp setup we have to mimic the environment that the Sundadanio axelrodi come from.
Yep.
And those are the neon blue fish up top, which act as fantastic dither fish.
Yeah.
They're just a little hard to get, and you actually have to, you have to source them properly. If you get them from the wrong source, you'll have problems with them. In these containers, Nate, pull one of those containers out. Let's open up the lid. This is how we culture our microworms now. I'm using smaller containers.
Yeah, because it doesn't make them rot.
Yeah. So this is what I feed the majority of my 7-day and 10-day old fry. And as you can tell, the microworms make their way up to the surface of the sides of the container, and that's what you use this old credit card for.
It smells really bad.
To actually culture, scrape the side, and then you feed the tanks. And we have quite a few cultures. I probably can offer some of these cultures for people who have fry who need starters. All right, slide that back in. Let's talk about what else we have.
Next up, we
What's
have
up here?
our baby rubra. Now they are, I think we have 12 to 15 too in there. We got them we bred them a few months ago, and weeks, I don't know. Here, but they're pretty big, and they're eating more, and they're healthy. And then right here we have our beta rubra, which probably made our babies. Next to that is our beta albi tank, with I think the female and the males down here.
What's in this row down here?
In this row is all betas. Feral beta, male. Mahachiensis, male. Nothing in there. Mahachiensis, male.
No, there's a Mahachiensis female
Oh
in
yeah,
the
that's
middle
the
tank.
Mahachi female. And here, Antuta fry. More of them.
So this is the first batch of Antuta fry and you can see one of the smaller ones right there.
Yeah, they're just small.
Actually two. There are two in the left-hand corner.
They're smaller than the newborns because they were held less. Those are our Mahachiensis babies.
These are the Mahachiensis fry.
Here's the rehab center.
This is the rehab tank with a broken back rubra who probably got damaged from a super aggressive female. And I also have a male Albi marginata in here
really skinny.
that's actually coming back after the female gave him a thrashing. In this tank, I have the beta forshi, and that's probably right there, the female poking her head out right there, checking us out.
We're definitely going to give them a bigger tank, so don't worry. Next, we have our... Here, we'll just... Ready?
Yep.
Our first ever fish tank that we made.
This was our first setup. This is the Chinese mountain stream.
Yep. We used to call it the Chinese paludarium, or whatever you want to call it, the Asian paludarium. But it doesn't matter anymore because it's now called the Chinese mountain stream, with the native white clouds to those streams that are almost extinct in the wild.
Yep.
But they're found in captive bred. They're easy to take care of fish, and depending on which type of white cloud you get, you could get long fins and you can get normal fins.
And this is the Chinese mountain stream paludarium.
You also
Top
have-
lights are actually out right now. I wanted to talk about this real quick. On the side here is the vinegar eel culture. So the jar with the foam lid is the actual culture jar. And this is what I use to harvest them. So what I'll do is I'll pour that jar into the small topper jar, and then I'll run the topper jar through that little sieve up top into a coffee grind filter, and I'll pour that fluid right back into the main jar. This way I'm not wasting the fluid, but I'm culturing the vinegar worms. And then I give those guys a rinse in good tap water, and then I feed it directly to the betas after I put a little bit of prime inside the tap to make sure it's dechlorinated. The whole process is that you want to keep the vinegar eels alive. So the first day to 7 to 10 day fry, see them and attack them and eat them. This is the beta Antuta setup.
Yep, we have beta Antuta. We have some male honey gouramis, one gold cloud mountain male, and yeah, that's pretty much it for that tank.
Okay, and then this is the new setup that we have for the new Unimaculata complex that'll be coming. Basically, we have two species of Unimax and beta petoti, and they'll be coming Tuesday or Wednesday.
This corner is all Unimaculata.
Yeah, so this will basically be the corner for any of the fish in the Unimaculata complex.
Big betas.
Of course, we'll save space for the holy grail of wild betta fish, which is beta macrostoma. So this is Ron and Nate from FunctionBuilt-Aquatics. This is our fish room update.
We almost forgot to show the 4-year-old. Show a clip after this.
Yep, wanted to keep this video to about 10 minutes.